Have you ever wondered how your paycheck, your savings, and your overall net worth stack up against everybody else? The Department of Labor Statistics puts the median income for a full-time worker at roughly $52,000 a year, and according to the Federal Reserve, the median household holds a net worth of about $122,000. Hitting these numbers provides a psychological safety net. It's easy to look at the data, see that you're matching the pace of your peers, and assume you're doing fine. But relying on that comfort can be deceptive because the median financial profile in the US leaves almost no margin for error. Hitting these benchmarks today might feel like progress, but projecting these same average habits out over a career reveals a significant gap between current lifestyle and future security. This chart tracks median retirement savings by age. The line peaks at $88,000 at age 65. Applying a 4% safe withdrawal rate produces only $2,600 in yearly income.
Look at the massive gap. A safe standard of living requires a $500,000 baseline. Many plan to use Social Security to bridge this gap, but the average monthly check is only $1,550. And if you've been an average earner your whole life, your actual check will likely be even lower. Measuring your success against the average means adopting a lifestyle leading to a brutal drop in your standard of living when you hit your 60s. A look at the typical budget shows why building that necessary capital is so difficult. The average household spends about $5,500 a month. High fixed costs take an immediate toll, with housing alone eating up 34% of that budget, and transportation taking another large cut. This matrix illustrates how those expenses stack up against what is kept. On the left, the average allocation reserves large blocks for housing and transport, leaving a tiny 6% sliver for savings. Even that 6% is deceptive. That money is often drained by short-term lifestyle goals, a $47,000 new car or a $26,000 kitchen renovation. By the time those are funded, the bucket left for retirement is effectively empty. To survive, you have to push through the friction of budgeting and compress your lifestyle. The optimized allocation carves out a massive, uncompromised block of 10 to 15% of your income, dedicated solely to retirement. The average retirement age is 61, while life expectancy pushes into the mid-80s. Funding short-term lifestyle upgrades leaves roughly 2 decades of your life unfunded. Maintaining a normal budget requires prioritizing immediate lifestyle inflation at the direct expense of having enough capital to survive tomorrow. This lifestyle inflation leads to the average household carrying over $9,200 in credit card debt, often to fund purchases like clothes and electronics that hold little residual value. That debt typically carries interest rates ranging from 15 to 25%. Those high interest rates eclipse the typical returns you can expect to earn by investing in the stock market. Here's the math on that trade-off. High-interest consumer debt aggressively eats away at your investment returns, neutralizing the wealth you are trying to build. The exact opposite of carrying consumer debt is actively managing your credit score. The average score sits at 715, but increasing that number changes the long-term cost of major life purchases. You can maintain a higher score through 2 specific behaviors: maintaining a flawless automated payment history and keeping your credit utilization strictly low. The return on that discipline is clear. Securing prime mortgage rates or favorable auto loan terms saves tens of thousands of dollars in interest over a lifetime. The average consumer uses debt for immediate gratification. The optimized consumer uses a higher credit score as a way to lower their fixed living costs for decades. To accurately track your financial health, you have to rely on one metric: net worth. This diagram shows the calculation, weighing your total assets, like your home and retirement accounts, against total liabilities, like your mortgage and credit cards. A big paycheck is a deceptive metric. High income means nothing if that cash flow is instantly spent and never converted into permanent assets. When we look at the actual median net worth, the numbers are stark. It's under $14,000 for those under 35, and it only reaches $212,000 for the 55 to 64 age bracket. Calculating your net worth is vital because it forces a confrontation with your true debt load. It strips away the illusion of security that a regular paycheck provides. Shifting your focus away from the size of your paycheck and toward growing your total net worth is the turning point for compounding wealth over time. Realizing that the average trajectory is insufficient is the first step toward building financial momentum. Now you have to decide what to do with your specific numbers. This decision tree maps out your next moves. If you are behind the curve and carrying active consumer debt, your instruction is to halt investing, clear your credit cards, and fix your payment history. Closing that 20% interest leak is the highest return move you can make. If you are average but vulnerable, earning median income but lacking aggressive asset growth, your path is to audit housing and transport spend and force a 15% savings rate. Audit your $5,500 monthly spend and embrace the friction of cutting back until your savings hit that 15% threshold. And if you're already ahead of the curve, optimize for a pre-61 retirement. Focus on maximizing compound interest to buy back your time. Financial peace doesn't come from beating your neighbor's lifestyle. It comes from doing the math yourself to independently